Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti here. I'll be flying solo this morning. We got a fast main track, all weather to Peter this afternoon. So, fun day of racing. We had 9 races on tap this afternoon. And Brian not here today, but have no fear. He did his handicapping, and we've raised our Rainbow Six now, which will start race number 4 to 125,000. Races 4 through 9. Boy, we had 4 horses, 1, 5, 6, and 8 alive in the last race yesterday. That didn't come to fruition. The favorite won the race, but there is people right there to the last race, and you can do the same exact thing for only a 20-cent wager. So that is what's going on as far as the Rainbow Six situation's going. Once again, starts in race number 4. And our first race on Sunday here is going to be about a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta. Maiden claim is fillies and mares, 3-year-olds, and up $12,500. So let's take a check at Brian's early pick 5 ticket today, and you can see $3. I love Brian. Boy, he can make some tickets up. And he's going to just use 2 in here in the first race. That's the 6, Stellarator, and the 3, Your Inheritance. He's going to single Twirling Grace in race number 2. There's the 4. 3 deep in race number 3. Boy, he really stepped it up in there with the 5, 6, and 9 Black Guys, Via, and also the number, the number 5 horse he also used in there. And he's got another single in race number 4, the 10 horse Venezuela First from Jose D'Angelo, and a single once again in race number 5 with Rosie's Halo. So very affordable. You could buy 6 of those and it wouldn't cost you that much. So $3 for Brian's ticket. He does an excellent job. We'll see how that plays out. As I said in race number, not a lot of scratches on today's card. We'll keep you abreast of that. And, of course, Pete Aiello will be joining me right after. Not here. He will be upstairs giving you all the scratches and changes that you need. So going back to the first, once again, about a mile in the 16th on the Tapeta, maiden claiming fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. I did go with the horse that's currently second choice, and that is Stellarator, who finds an ideal spot, I think, to exit the maiden ranks. She made a 4-wide bid last time out and finished 4th. I thought it was against better, which included that consistent runner, hard-spun woman. Would have been 1, 2 in a row, but was disqualified from 1. Dave Brady's got Edgar Zayas named to ride, so we'll see if this horse can handle the distance, which is the case with everybody in this race. They're trying to tell us so far very, very early in the wagering who they think is going to handle the distance, and that's Your Inheritance, who's wheeling back after taking the overland route when rallying 5 wide, finished 3rd. In front of Stellarator last time out for Jerry O'Dwyer. Luca Panici going to handle the rematch this afternoon. So we'll see how Your Inheritance runs this afternoon. You know, ran okay at the mile in the 16th. Looks like a logical contender there. I just flip-flop these 2 in there. Then you go to the inside with Rough Enough. And Rough Enough in here is stretching out just a little bit to the mile in the 16th. The last time it was a mile and 70 yards. And going to break from the rail today. Went up, duel for the lead, and finished 2nd against this level of competition, going a mile 70 yards. That all sounds good. But then you look at the horse's record, 0 for 17. But this one looks like the lone speed in here. If they let this horse, we saw a horse, was it yesterday or Friday, win 1 for 55 and come back and win. So maybe a horse like this finally figures it out, gets loose on the lead. Jose Morelos in the saddle today. So you're looking for the speed in race number 1. That might be it. We're going to race number 2 this afternoon, and it is a 1-mile maiden claimer for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, $12,500. No scratches in this race. And I did go with the number 3 horse in here, and that's Provocativa, who I think should be primed and ready to score after, I thought, taking a positive step forward when moving to the Rohan Crichton barn after the claim. Now, off the claim of 16, dropped to the 12.5 level, and stretched out to the 1-turn mile last time out. So the changes really helped this horse. So I found the stat with Rohan Crichton, 2nd after the claim on the dirt. You knew he was going to be good, 10 for 28. 36%. He's in the money 79% of the time. $2.17 is the return of investment. That's just over the past couple of years. And Edgar Perez is certainly, it's a lightly raced 3-year-old, and Edgar Perez has certainly been riding in great form. But what about the 4 Twirling Grace? This one's going to stretch out to the mile on the dirt for the first time after rallying to finish 2nd against this level of opposition. That was going 7 furlongs last time out for Ronaldo Richards, who removed the blinkers last time out. And he keeps leading rider, Miguel Vasquez, in the saddle today. So this horse has run long on the turf in the past, but just not on the dirt. So we'll see how Twirling Grace does in there. And that one is actually the morning line favorite at 9-5. Then you got the number 8, Bella Miura, who's going to try a one-turn mile today after encountering had trouble at the start in that race. In both his recent races, actually. So this horse, maybe the outside post is going to help this horse this afternoon. Antonio Sano has Edgar Zayas negotiating that added distance. So going to try that one-turn mile. Just needs to break a little sharper than it has been. And I think the outside post will help this horse this afternoon. So we'll see how number 8, Bella Miura, runs. And, yeah, you can see he's got to try the mile, third off the bench. Maybe he jumps up. What is he? Is 9-2 on the board. Race number 3 in here is about 1.70 miles on the Tapeta, and these are maiden claimer and fillies, 2-year-olds, $35,000. In this race, we do have one jockey change on the number 5, Cayman Queen. Make that rider Miguel Vasquez. So Miguel Vasquez rides number 5, Cayman Queen, who I believe is the morning line favorite in there. I backed off this horse a little bit, to be honest. I went with the number 9, Black Ice, who's the daughter of Keen Ice, debuting for trainer Armando de la Cerda, with a string of stamina-enhancing 5-furlong workouts showing on the dirt, both on the dirt and the Tapeta in this race. Edgar Perez will handle the outside draw this afternoon. So 1.70 miles for these first-time starters, a tough gig. So I'm going to go with the outside post and a horse that's at least been working at 5 furlong instead of just coming in with a slew of 3 or 4 furlong workouts. I like the fact that they built some stamina into this horse. That is the number 9, Black Ice. Number 6, Via is dropping to the 35 level today and stretching out to the 1.70 miles on the Tapeta, and they're going to put blinkers on this horse this afternoon. He broke from the rail. He really never got entracked. She never got entracked, I should say, in her 7-furlong debut. Antonio Sano, he's 16% with maidens making their second start, and he's got Edgar Zayas in the saddle again. And then I went to the inside horse with, who's another one from Antonio Sano, Little Lady is a Woman, and this one is stretching out around 2 turns. Tracked the pace last time out, finished a workmanlike 5th against 35 maidens, going 5.5. Kevin Krieger is going to ride this half of the uncoupled entry, so this is a wide open race because of the stretch out around 2 turns. So maybe the number 5 horse in here I backed off, Cayman Queen, now ridden by Miguel Vasquez, might be the one in this spot. Tried maiden special weight competition against Fast Kimmy, at 5.5 furlongs. So I think the drop, the stretch out might be good for Joe Orsino's horse. So I just wanted to mention that horse. And what we're going to do now is take a short break, and when I come back, I'll have my Rainbow Six ticket.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
Welcome back to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti here. Race number 4 is about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta for claimers, 3-year-olds, 4 and up, non-winners of 2, 12-5 down to $10,000. As I mentioned, not a lot of scratches on today's card, but the number 1, More Adventurous, is scratched in here. That was my long shot of the day. So the number 13 is going to get in and run. So I adjusted my Rainbow Six ticket. Still came out to $43.20. Got lots of coverage in here. After losing the horse, I thought it might be a sneaky in there with More Adventurous. I went 4 deep. in race number 5. Just 2 for me with Rosie's Halo from Safi Joseph and Adios Baby. I thought could run well with Edgar Perez in the saddle. In race number 6, 3 deep for me. Miss You Ella is my top pick with Love Her Lots and also Empress Ellie. So Ella and Ellie in race number 6 today. Once again, 3 deep in race number 7. A lot of people might be single and defended in here for Victor Barboza Jr., but I use Darth Vader and Avatar Heroes, a daughter she too debuting for Victor Barboza Jr. And here's my single, Petulante, who's the son of Arrogate. What a performance last time out. We're going to go back and show you that race, and we're also going to tell you that he got a 90 buyer in here. So I'm going to single that horse, hope he comes back. But he's facing multiple winners. And 3 deep in race number 9 with Astral Ride, Rare Jewel, Cajun Red. So 43.20 for me, and as I said, I sort of had to go back to the inkwell, as they used to say, and redo race number 4 after my long shot came out. But the horse that was probably the one to beat all along, I don't know if, the morning line favorite, Venezuela First, the only 2-time winner in the field, and moves to the Jose D'Angelo barn after the claim and returns to the Tupita and ran well. We're going to pick this horse's race up from the far turn to the wire last time out. Now, Venezuela First was the number 2 horse in there, and then you're going to see way back there, just coming into your screen is the number 2, and you can see that horse on the lead cruising along. Went really fast early. You could see the quarter time of 21.26. So it's sort of setting up nicely for Venezuela First, who you're going to see come into your picture and just keep going. And I just thought it was a very good performance, and changing barns this afternoon. And sort of like got to pick and a spot where to go, and you're going to see right now the 2 horse, runs very well in here, and you can't blame it. The speed is gone, so here comes the rest of the field, and there she is between horses, and she almost won us, and she almost became, as I mentioned, a 3-time winner. A lot of these horses in this race still looking for their second win. Look how game she was. She was far back, sort of got a nice setup with the speed in front, but she ran exceptionally well. More importantly, this is the spot where she fits because she's a 3-year-old against these older horses that have only one lifetime win, and some of the 3-year-olds only have 1 lifetime win. The number 4 horse in here is number 2, we'll go with Full Mischief. I think I sent the wrong one. It's 10-4-2-5. We'll change that later. We'll go with the number 2 here. Full of Mischief has been knocking on the door in consecutive races at this level, includes that 3rd place finish behind On Jet Air last time out. And On Jet Air is going to be my second pick in there. And I probably sent up the wrong number, which I am famous for doing. On Jet Air is hoping to break trouble-free in this race. And was sort of reluctant to load last time out, then rushed up in that race to set the pace. And before settling for second at this level and distance for Henry Colazzo, Lionel Reyes is going to ride. And the other horse I threw on my Rainbow Six ticket is the number 5, Awesome Enough. And just because it's Ronnie Spatz and Miguel Vasquez at 20-1, I'm not getting beat. If you remember yesterday's Rainbow Six, or if you don't remember, it started off with a $132 winner. So if I can get Miguel Vasquez and Ronnie Spatz, I'm putting them on my ticket. That is race number 4 this afternoon, the first leg of Sunday's Rainbow Six. Race 5 this afternoon, 6 furlongs maiden optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, the optional claiming tag of $40,000. Scratch the, got to change the page here. Race 5, we have no scratches, no jockey changes, but we do have Brian's late pick 5 ticket. And there it is, $12. Boy, Brian's saving a lot of money. Like in his early pick 5, he's singling Rosie's Halo in race number 5. In race number 6, he's going with the Miss You Ella, and he's also going to use the 6 horse in there. And then in race 7, 3 deep, he's going to go with the horse I thought everybody might be using, Defended. He's also using Darth Vader in there and Avatar Heroes, so the same 3 I used. And he's also singling Petulante, the horse that I singled in race number 6. So Brian was probably looking at my selections, just kidding. And lots of coverage in the last race, and that's a good way to go because that last race is pretty tough. So $12, so affordable. His first one was 3. His second ticket is 12. Mine, 43.20. We'll see how these tickets play out this afternoon. Race number 5. Let's get back to that one. 6 furlongs, maiden optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, or the optional claiming price of $40,000. A lot of people ask me about this. What's the conditions of this race? If you're a Florida bred, you're running for maiden special weight. If you are not a Florida bred, you got to run for the $40,000 tag. So that's why maiden optional claimer. So that's basically how we do that here in race number 5. Brian Single, the horse I use, Rosie's Halo, is turning back to 3/4 of a mile after setting the pace and just got nailed late when finishing second. Was only beaten that race a half length as the odds-on choice going 7 furlongs last time out. It's Saffie Joseph Jr. It is Edgar Zayas negotiating the shorter distance. Another couple of horses you might want to use in the race. The number 5, Adios, baby. And this one moves to the John Vincent barn and gets blinkers. John doesn't start a lot of horses here, but he's an excellent horseman, and he does a great job. This one showed promise sprinting at this level. Now, that was before going to the sidelines in June for the previous connections. This daughter of Adios Charlie may have tipped her hand with that bullet half-mile workout up at Palm Meadows. Edgar Perez has the return riding and Simon in there. And I just think that John Vincent, here's a horse that, I don't know what is on the morning line, 9-2, that you might want to throw on that ticket. Then the number 8, Great Tana, is stretching out today this distance of 6 furlongs on the main track. Going to wear blinkers today after showing speed and finishing 4th in a $25,000 debut, going 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. I found the stat on the trainer, Antonio Siafi. It's a small one, but it's a good one. Second career starts under maiden claiming conditions. He's 3 for 12, 25%. 47% in the money. But look at the return of investment. And one of those 3 horses played boxcars, $8.58. So Luca Panici be riding. So Great Tana on there at 6-1 on the morning line. I thought I'd show you that stat. Doesn't start many horses, but he's doing a very good job talking about the trainer. And Luca Panici, too, has been riding real great form. He's winning a couple of races most every day. So he's doing well, too. 6th race this afternoon. This one's about 1 mile and 70 yards. Excuse me while I turn the page here. 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta. Allowance optional claimer, fillies, 3-year-olds. The optional claiming price is $75,000. Got a couple of scratches in here of the 2 Frosty Brew and the numbers 5 horse in here, Margot Romance. And once again, I think Brian had this one single in there with Miss You Ella, the number 8, one of the horses in there. Turns back just a tad this afternoon to the about 1 mile and 70 yard distance and faces the 75 optional claimers. After this steady campaign against states competition, which includes that recent second place finish on the Tapeta, and that was in the mile and the 16th, $75,000 Miss Gracie. Saffie Joseph Jr. has got his go-to jock, Edgar Zayas, in the saddle, so it looks like a really nice spot for Miss You Ella, and certainly Ed, morning line favorite in there. Then you got Lover Lots, will be outfitted with blinkers after rallying to finish a 3rd as the favorite at this level in competition, going 8.5 furlongs, and that also was on the all-weather Tapeta. Ronnie Spatz, Miguel Vasquez. This daughter, I should say, of Cupid is very consistent. 10 races lifetime, 3 wins, 3 seconds, 2/3. So that's 8 for 10 in the money. Love Her Lots, 3-1 on the board. Then I went to the inside horse, Empress Ellie, beating the neck at this level 2 starts back when finishing second in front of Love Her Lots. So we know that she can run well against this. Proved no match for Miss You Ella when they hooked up in the Miss Gracie last time out. Chantal Sutherland's going to handle the inside post this afternoon. And, you know, the old bounce, rebound angle, maybe not just too much competition for this horse last time out. And you know, a logical contender, you make the decision, do you use this one on your Rainbow 6 or late pick 5, or do you just go with a horse like Miss You Ella? Once again, flipping the page here to race number 7. This one's going to be on the fast main track at 5.5 furlongs. These are maiden special weight, state-bred filly 2-year-olds. And let's kick it off with the number 1 horse in here, and that is Defended. It's going to try state-bred competition after showing speed and weakening late against open maiden special weight competition, going 5.5 and 5 furlongs respectively. for Victor Barboza Jr., and he's got Miguel Vasquez handling, I think, the inside speed this afternoon. I mentioned a couple of times that this horse, I think a lot of people might be singling in their Rainbow Six or late pick 5. But, you know, I did go, and like Brian did too, go a little deeper with the number 3, Darth Vader, who's turning back to this 5.5 furlongs. Stumbled at the start last time out, then sort of bumped, finished the distance 6. It was a 6.5 furlong debut. That was all out. Wet track that day, listed as good. Mike Yates, really good, 23% with maidens making their second start. And he's been doing really well with jockey Marcos Meneses. As you can see, their campaign together is pretty good. And this is a daughter of Gervin. So I'm thinking this horse here might be the sneaky in race number 7 this afternoon. I just wanted to look real quick. Let's see, Darth Vader. They're winning at 25%, the jockey and trainer. Just wanted to point that out. Then you got the number 4, Avatal Hero, who's the daughter of Shitu, debuting for Victor Barboza Jr., so he's got Defended, and he's got Avatal Hero. This one, and Victor is 20% with his first-time starters. I think you watch the tote action. I'm sure Defended's going to take all the money, but maybe you get a little bit of a price on this horse here. You know, the old adage of the longer price of the uncoupled entry that can come to fruition in race number 8. My best bet, Brian's single in his late pick 5. It comes in race number 8, which is a 7 furlong sprint on the main track. It's an allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds and up. The optional tag is $25,000. Did have a couple of scratches in here of the number 3, El Samaru, and the number 4, Grand Valley. And Petulante is the son of Arrogate, stepping up to face winners. We're going to show you this. We're going to show you, the start of this horse's race last time, and then pick it up, far turn into the wire. This is the number 2 there, and you can just see it's so tough when you break, slow, because you have to rush up and get some kind of positioning in the race. Boy, this horse was up to the task, after that slow start, and like 5 jumps was up on the lead. So dueling for the lead, and just thought it was a good performance by Petulante, and you see right there. And then we're going to pick it up when they, enter the far turn to the wire, and just really a nice performance here. Now you can see the jockey on the horse right there, and just Edgar Perez just out. It looks like he's out for a jiggy jog in the park. You can see he's not really having to ask this horse to run very much, just so much the best. And then when the smoke cleared, this one got a 90 buyer figure. If you're a buyer figure aficionado, this is the horse you want to look at. But now, he gets the acid test today against multiple winners this afternoon. So he was just so impressive. So I figured if he can run like that again, I'll single him on my Rainbow Six ticket, that's for sure. But, there's other horses in the race, and we've seen a lot of horses like this when they step off of an impressive victory and face winners for the first time. Not as easy. So what about Felix? Now, you got to look at this horse's past performances. Felix runs well fresh, returns from his latest layoff, so we know he has some stops and goes in him. He's going to stretch out to 7 furlongs, first outing since finishing second against 75 allowance optional claimers, going 6.5 furlongs during June. Ralph Nix, he's really good with this type of layoff of 61 to 180 days. He bats about 30%, and he's got Edwin Gonzalez atop, this son of Cupid. So you're thinking maybe this horse, he's got some stops and starts, actually has some problems, but maybe this horse today, and with Ralph doing an excellent job off this kind of layoff, might be the one. Then you got the 2-horse, Sensei Lawrence, who's turning back today to 7 furlongs, followed a victory at this distance against 16 starter optional claimers. Now, that was going 2 starts back. Run second against this level going a mile. So I found the stat on Aubrey Mirage. Horses just going route to sprint on all surfaces over the last 5 years. He's 9 for 37, 24%, 54% in the money. 266 is the return of investment. So good stats here for the number 2, Sensei Lawrence, but they're all going to have to beat a very impressive horse last time out, Petulante. Our final on this 9-race card is race number 9. See how that works? It's very interesting. No scratches in this race. 5.5 about distance on the Tapeta maiden claim is 3 and up, 12.5. I went with the 8 Astro Ride, who was given some time off after responding to the drop down in competition. Run second place finish as the favorite, going 5 furlongs on the Tapeta back in June. Rohan Crichton, he's pretty solid with this layoff, about 20% with the 61 to 180-day layoff. Luca Panici, in the saddle here. The number 10 I also use. Rare Jewel is going to break from the outside again after recovering from that awkward start last time out to finish second at this level in competition. Joe Orsino's the trainer. Sonny Leon, of course, had I think 2 wins on yesterday's card. Will be atop this race day gelding. So Sonny Leon trying to finally figure it out, riding very well here at Gulfstream Park. Of course, next week he'll be riding in the Travis Stakes. We'll keep you abreast of that situation. Then the number 6 Cajun Red. He's debuting on the Tapeta today after shipping down from Tampa and finishing game second. Was only beat a half length in that race against those 12-5 maidens going 6th on the main track. Chad Stewart is the trainer, and he's got Miguel Vasquez handling the surface switch. So once again, Miguel just riding in great form, and I just think a horse here, 6 Cajun Red, you got to give some serious interest into the race. What we're going to do now is take a short break, and when I come back, we'll have our Sunday lightning round.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
Welcome back for lightning round here on a Sunday, and we're going to start it off right. We're going to go back and show you a race from yesterday, our stake race when the showgirl Lynn B makes it 2 in a row to win the Sharp Susan. Boy, she was sharp in that race, and she looked good. She looked like she was going to sit the trip in there. Now they were trying to catch her. The Boyana was trying to get back to her, but she was up to the task. So a very nice performance by her. 2 for 2 now. So we'll see how this horse progresses, and that is showgirl Lynn B. I want to show you my best bet this afternoon. I sort of talked about it a little bit already. Brian's first. Well, we could show mine or Brian's. Mine is Petulante, as you know, in race number 8. Let's see what Brian's is. I don't know what it is today. Venezuela first in race number 4. So pretty good. We have both of those running today. Then we're going to go and we're going to show you a first-time starter. This is a bouncer, wins its debut. I thought this was a really good performance in this race. This horse was far back, and I thought that Sonny Leon, talking about him, rode a great race in here. And this horse was up against it early on and drew off. Maybe this one goes into the Sire Stakes series after this. And a really nice Florida bred, ran exceptionally well in there. And I think that horse for Mark Cassidy is a horse that you have to mark down and watch how he progresses after that really nice maiden victory, debut maiden victory at that. So we're done. I think now, yeah, that's about it. Right? Yeah, we're about done. So we will now turn it over to Pete Aiello. We got about 25,000 in the pick 5 pool. I'll be back throughout the afternoon here, but you can bet I'm going to take a drink of water when I come back for race number 1.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.